Leo, what is going on? Welcome into the channel. So happy to have you here always. My name is Deborah, owner of Purusha Holistic Wellness, and this is another episode of Purusha Intuitive, where we're going to look at your energy via the tarot, astrology, and any channel messages that come through. So let's get into it, Leo. Happy day, happy Aries season. We're in the throes of Aries season. We're coming up on a new moon in Aries, new moon solar eclipse on the 29th. New moons are great opportunities to set new intentions or really adjust our intentions, expectations around things we're currently working on. Solar eclipses bring external change. So we kind of have to make the decisions within ourselves to adjust, change our approach. And then solar eclipse brings that energy of like cultivating our environment in order to make that happen. Mercury and Venus are in retrograde right now through mid-April-ish. So it's highlighting a lot of the disconnects, discrepancies that we're coming into in relationships, in partnerships, and specifically as it relates to communication, the way that we respect, appreciate, approach one another. If we're willing to kind of allow everyone's perspective to be heard, to be understood, finding common ground, or if there's more of this kind of forceful push. We're seeing a lot of like past karmas, past relationships pop up, places where people have used a lot of manipulation, lies, control to get what they want. And that stuff is still being uncovered. Retrogrades bring all that stuff out. So that's why I like to start off with an energy cleansing, just kind of set the tone, set the vibe for the reading, cleanse out some of that limitation, restriction that we might be coming into. And it's also a really good time to set your own intention, especially if you do have something on your heart, on your mind, something that you would like Spirit to deliver messages to you around. Definitely give that over. Be open to receive, Leo. It's a great way to personalize these collective readings. And I also do personal readings. I offer a variety of healing and wellness services. Readings are one of them. If you want me to look at your specific situation and what's going on for you, or if you're looking for more of a rebalancing of your mind, your body, your soul, and if you're looking for more of a rebalancing, sorry, I don't know where I went. I do energy healing as well as Ayurvedic or holistic wellness consultations. When we're operating from that space of alignment, it's like way easier to make choices, make decisions that align with our happiness and fulfillment, which we all deserve to have. We all deserve to live a life of happiness. So if you're interested in my services, definitely hit me up. I would love to help and support in whatever way possible, Leo. All the info to get into contact with me is in the description box below. All right. I bless you with pure love and light, pure source energy, pure loving grace. I release anything that is not for your highest and best. Any fears, doubts, insecurities, lack of worth, lack of value, pain, anger, frustration, impatience, overwhelm. Cleanse it and release it from our being so we may see and understand the messages clearly and help to make me a clear and open channel for the collective. Thank you, Father God, Spirit guides, guardian angels, Mama Love, Mama. All right, Leo. So, like I was mentioning, the new moon in Aries is really kind of giving us a sense of empowerment, or we have the opportunity to empower ourselves. A lot of the transits that are happening right now are working in our favor. We have a lot more support than what we've seen in quite some time, but we're still kind of dealing with some of the repercussions of the BS. Whether we have to deal with those people or situations, or they keep rearing their head, Mercury, Venus in retrograde often rehashes past karmas, past energy, etc. But it's actually giving us an opportunity to learn and grow, to use it as a platform instead of getting bogged down by the emotion or the fear or the anxiety or whatever you may be moving through. It's giving us an opportunity to overcome, to look at stuff and be like, okay, this is popping up for me for a reason and I need to take a look at it Because if we do sweep it under the rug right now, it is just going to come back and bite us in the butt. And Spirit's really asking you to stay strong this week. Stay strong, stay grounded, stay stable. Cancer got this same card in the same spot, tarantula. Being mindful of your environment, who and what are around you, and how it's operating. This to me feels like this energy of strategy. And, you know, I'm always a huge proponent, strategy in the highest and best way, you know, like try not to hurt others in the process. But there is this value of like taking this wisdom, taking this knowledge, taking what you sense, what you see, what you feel, and using it to your advantage, right? Using the energy. Reminds me a lot of that magician energy, right? When we have to kind of work with what is around us in order to make an outcome, a specific outcome, happen in the way that we know it is moving, if that makes sense. It's exposing something. It's exposing something that is hidden. And I feel like in that exposure, it's not apparent. It's not like a linear path. Like this is something that you have to be a little bit more creative and quote unquote agile around. We're seeing this a lot with Uranus in Taurus. Like this is part of where we're seeing limitation around things kind of closing out, culminating, coming to head, etc. This lack of movement is because we're being forced to work creatively with the problems that are in front of us, with the things that might seem a little bit scary or a little bit overwhelming, or places that we have disempowered ourselves in the past and given people, situations too much, right? And it's looking like this is an energy where it's hard to avoid. It's hard, like it's an oppressive energy. It's someone or something that you do have to, as I said, stand strong against. Like you kind of just have to like know your position, know your ground, and then stand strong accordingly. And it does look like some information is coming out around this, around different players, different influences is what I'm seeing. This is someone who's losing their drive. They're losing their fire. They're losing, like they're running out of steam, running out of gas is what I'm hearing. And you're combating a lot of what they're trying to throw at you, what they're trying to throw your way very fluidly, very elegantly, as the King of Cups, because you kind of see through a lot of this BS. You see through it, and I don't think it's been easy. I feel like it's been kind of humbling to witness some of this difficulty. It's been a very stressful situation. It's been a situation where I feel like someone hasn't been fair at all to you. And so you have pulled yourself back. You're like, well, if this isn't as equal as I had expected, like if you can't give to me in the same way that I give to you, or even show me that you care, then, and you've pulled back your energy. But I feel like this was like the smartest thing that you could do given the circumstances, because it looks like this person has had a lot of different opportunities to change the trajectory, like to show up in a different way. And they keep kind of missing the mark is what I'm seeing. I don't know if you're giving them another opportunity this week, or you're not. Like, okay, let's look. Well, things are resurfacing, and we are seeing this across the collective. Yeah, so someone is inspired for healing. Like someone is inspired, even though this has kind of gone in the same repeat pattern over and over and over again. Someone's like, okay, I'm finally seeing that like whatever we've been doing is just not working, and now we have to change it, because they're at a point where it's becoming overwhelming for them, where they, like I said, they just don't have the same type of drive that they used to. And on some level, it's like they want to start again or try to do it a little bit differently so it doesn't end up falling flat on its face. it does look like they're willing to put in some type of, they're willing to kind of like show up a little bit differently. They're willing to kind of change a little bit of how, or they're saying that they are. They're saying that they are. Let's clarify this wrap. Yeah, but okay. I mean, this is a lot of like, they want you to hold off on making any movements. They want you to hold off. Even if they're not verbally asking you to wait around for them, that's the energy that this gives off. Because this is someone who's dealing with their own stuff. And it's, whether they're making promises, I don't know if I necessarily hear that, but they're trying to like repair the situation with what they have. And there are promises on the horizon that it's either going to get better or, but they can't deliver that much. Like they can't really give you the support that you're looking for, or they can't really meet you where you're at. It's still either you have to wait for them, or they need you to invest more in this dynamic than what they're willing to give, etc. And it's put pressure on you. It's put a lot of pressure on you. But again, you're still in this energy of detaching. And I do feel like Spirit's asking you to remain strong, to remain steadfast. I would say walk mindfully with how you move this forward, especially if you can't, completely cut this off, or it's not something that you want to do. It's saying to make sure to protect yourself first, Leo. Make sure that you're walking through this with your eyes wide open, because something else is coming in that's going to confirm part of the reason you've either gotten out of this or set up some strong boundaries in the first place. It's something that they don't like. It's something that they don't want to be a part of. It's something that brings jealousy, brings frustration. Again, like this energy of like, you should be doing this for me. And if you're not going to do this for me, then I'm not going to give you, what you want. What aspects of your life foster feelings of warmth and tenderness, from which purpose may bloom? And that's exactly what you're aligning with or working out of your system, out of your life. Are these things that are actually distracting you from your purpose, or making things incredibly emotional where there can't necessarily be healing? Bee balm is all about pruning, the center prune. Like bee balm, who requires center pruning to remain healthy, so do we. How can you tend to your heart, your health? What steps can you take to remove unnecessary debris and encourage new growth? 100%. We can't, you can do whatever you want, free will, right? But when we're waiting on someone or something to catch up, very rarely does it, right? And no shade, I'm not saying that in disrespect to anyone. But like I said, it looks like this person's situation has had many opportunities. And in a way that you have had to self-protect. The rose is heirlooms. Old stories can be thinned and new stories given room to grow. Review your family heirlooms and their significance to you. How vital are they to your self-identity, right? So sometimes we outgrow, sometimes we move beyond, sometimes we readjust. And a lot of this is about that strong foundation within yourself from which you can find purpose, from which you can connect with what makes you happy and fulfilled. And it's weeding out some of this BS, right? Something that can only give so much, but expects you to give more. So I know this was a little heavy. It's kind of all across the board right now as we're moving into this new moon. Remember, it's a great time to like really be aware of these things and then reset, readjust your perspective, your movement forward accordingly. All right. Thank you so much for your time, energy. Always, Leo, I hope you found messages that resonated here. I hope you enjoyed the reading. Definitely drop comments below if you did. I love to hear, or just say, hey, share, and a little love, little TLC, because I so appreciate all the love, all the support that you bring to the channel. Know I'm sending it back your way.